Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt Taville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Daniel Dubois. Get this. Daniel Dubois, you, sir, have joined the infamous, the shameful, the lowest of low redemption list. That's right. Daniel Dubois joins the redemption list because he needs redemption like no other fighter on the redemption list. Why? Because one thing to lose, and it's another thing to duck or to swerve a fighter. But it's a whole nother thing to get in the ring with a guy and quit. Okay? You forfeit a fight by quitting. That's not acceptable. It's not, it's a shameful act, people. This shit's shameful, and it shows you a lack of heart. It shows you that Daniel Dubois doesn't really have anything inside. He can talk about the blow was low or whatever, but the punch that hit him right in the face, and it was punches that didn't even land of Usyk. He dodged them to avoid getting hit. So you have to look. It reminds me of a fucking cowardly lion almost. Now, a lot of people gave Daniel Dubois a pass in that first fight or his first loss with Joe Joyce. But then when you start looking at this particular incident, then Kevin Ladena, that scare. So we had his first loss with Joe Joyce. Then we had who? We had the Kevin Ladena scare. Now we have the Alexander Usyk forfeit, okay? And what I seen about Daniel Dubois is he does not like to get hit, and the pressure gets too thick. He ducks and gets out of the ring. It almost reminds me, though, of Charlie Zelenoff. Yeah, you guys know Charlie Zelenoff, the fucking guy that something's wrong with him. I think he's retarded or something. Like, seriously, something's wrong with his mental. Because when you start fighting him, he doesn't like to continue the whole round. He can't even fight a whole round. He'll say timeout and timeout, or he'll run outside the ring and try to fight you outside the fucking ring. It's so ridiculous. Or he will crouch down on the ground and put his gloves over his head to keep you from hurting him. It's the stupidest, craziest, most chicken shit, weirdest thing ever. And Daniel Dubois has a big dose of that, okay? Because once Alexander Usyk just opened up, and I mean, these weren't the type of flurries that he was hitting Joshua with. Joshua was getting caught with shots like bop, bop, slip, bop, bop. You know what I mean? He was getting like a 10-punch combination thrown at him, but he didn't fucking fall. So if anything you can say about Joshua, he withstanded a far more worse of an ass whooping, a case of ass whooping than Daniel Dubois did. Alexander Usyk might have threw 4 or 5 punches at Daniel Dubois, and like maybe 2 of them landed and the other 3 missed because he ducked or he fell down to avoid getting hit. It's the most shameful thing, okay, that you can ever do as a fighter. Okay, it's like, it's spineless. It's a spineless act. Bop, bop, oh, let me get down. And they didn't seem that hard. But to be fair, I don't want to shit on Daniel too bad because I wasn't in there taking him. And I know by that time, Alexander Usyk was pretty fucking mad. However, the second knockdown, he goes down over a jab, okay? Then he waits for the guy to count him out. Then he gets up on 10. And he didn't really put such a fuss about that. And that tells you that you quit. That told me that he was okay with the ruling of the fight being stopped because there was nothing left for Daniel Dubois to do but to do more of what we've seen. Okay, and he didn't want to see no more of it. So he let himself get counted out. So if you take those 2 knockdowns and the evidence of that last fight, you take the Kevin Ladena scare, and then you add on that Joe Joyce let me fucking fall or take a knee in the 10th round after I'm winning on the scorecards. You put and mash all those together, we have a guy that doesn't have the heart to really be in the ring. Now, I don't know how he's going to correct this. Here's the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario for Daniel Dubois is if he tries to prove everybody wrong and really gets hurt. I wouldn't want that for him at all. However, he has to show some grit. He has to show some heart. He has to show some type of resistance. Because when he starts getting hit the way he was getting hit by a quote-unquote cruiserweight, remember what he said about Usyk? He's a fucking cruiserweight. So that means, by your own definition, a cruiserweight made you quit. Shameful. So yes, he belongs on the list. He makes the list. He's new. He's fresh. We will see if Daniel Dubois can redeem himself. But as of now, people, Daniel Dubois is on the redemption list. You guys tell me what you think of Daniel Dubois joining this shameful, lower than low list. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!